What we're going to do is we're going to talk about antidepressants. Because antidepressants is implementing what? Antidepressant. So that means if you are depressed, that means the antidepressant is supposed to take your depression away, right? The medicine, the medication, it's from Jupiter, the RX symbol, which is Mother Circe. The medication, what it's supposed to do is go into this brain and to fix all your depression that you've created your whole life. Everything that you've ever ran from, stuff you won't admit and everything. That little bitty pill is going to take care of all that you're running from. And it is. Until you blow up down the road, because it never works. It's a foreign substance straight to the brain. That substance, the medication for that antidepressants is an excuse to not face your own problems. And it is. And I'm up against how many million of y'all? I'll have 5 years straight here in a couple of hours with zero bullshit medications. Zero. Journaled and logged and everything. People on the antidepressants, professionals, can't even do that. What my little army did, what we did for 5 years. But once again, what's the cause of your depression? Are you willing to go back through it? Are you going to be just like everybody else? Man, just go get on some medicine. Yeah. And when you start acting crazy, just tell people, oh, they're just on antidepressants. Does that even sound normal? Does it sound normal? Some of y'all own businesses that I know of, and, you be way out there in left field. And it's like, people say this, well, it's my medication. And it's like, if something is that bad that makes you have suicidal thoughts, to get it balanced out when you're trying them out, and makes you think horrible thoughts, because it's a foreign substance. It's not natural. It's from Jupiter, man-made substance directed towards the brain. See, when all them substances and chemicals get in here into this brain, what does it do? It changes the brain chemistry. It's what that does. It's what antidepressants do. They don't help at all. They don't help nothing. And if you want to go to war with me with it, then let's go to war. It doesn't matter how good your so-called life is right now. Down the road, you will crumble. Because that substance, see, what you're doing is you're creating an addiction, and a compulsion is what you're doing. Is the brain, the more it gets hit with the substance, not foreign, if it has some kind of power on it, it's going to pull it in more and more over time, to where when you say, you know what, I don't need that stuff anymore, I'm going to get rid of it. And then you get rid of it, and then your brain goes into some kind of funky transition of not knowing what to do, because you've been sending it that unnatural signal for so long. When in reality, it's this, is our own selfish lives. We think that we're just perfect, and none of us are, including me. But we have to learn how to address our problems. We got to grow up as a nation, as everybody, and stop running to the bottle, stop running to the pills, stop running to the doctor, stop sitting down as married couples and saying, I think it's about time to put little Johnny on medication. Yeah. Sounds like the most insane and logical thing to do, since everybody else is doing it. The suicide rate's the highest it's ever been with grown-ups and adolescents and children. Let's do it. Why not? God dang, it's like the numbers, it's just insane for nobody to see that. But back to the antidepressants, your life. You have to look at what you do each day. Do you want to keep doing what you do every day and take medicine? That don't make no sense. If I'm depressed, I have to change my routine. That's it. I have to write down what I'm going through. I have to go look at everything, and I have to pay attention. Because now what the norm is we depend on the pharmacy. We depend on medications that alter our mind, that changes our chemistry from the natural state that we were born with, plus the vaccines on top of that earlier, and it's not working. The suicide rate on the antidepressants is an astronomical number. When the whole time, you have hemp, you have CBD, you have cannabis, you can eat it, you can bake it, you can rub it on you, you can smoke it, whatever it is that you do, in a professional medical way that has been used for thousands of years, and funguses and other roots and extracts. that were put here for us, like shamans. You know, people can make fun of them, but each little village through antiquity, before all this craziness, had a little shaman guy that knew all the plants and botanists and everything, and said they had plants for different muscle groups and everything. So, you know, when you learn about stuff like that, it's like, why would they not want us to have, oh, because we can grow all that stuff and they can't make no money on us. But now the design is if you ain't on medication, then you're crazy. And it's like 5 years I'll have with nothing at all except what God created for us to get better, you know, against this design. And seeing truthfully that plant, let me ask you this. What is the earth made out of? Whether you think it's round, flat, and on a roller coaster or whatever, what do you think it is? 70% what? Water. What is your body and my body made 70% of? Water. What are plants made out of? And trees. Water. We are all the majority made out of water. What are these pills made out of? It ain't water. It's chemicals. The chemicals designed to alter your brain and my brain, that right there, into a state of obedience. Whatever's handed down the pipe. And then on top of that, we've got alcohol to mix in there with it. We've got the modified foods and everything. And you wonder, and then the shows you watch to create the emotions of craziness, and you wonder why your thinking is like it is and you're depressed and everything. It's what's going in your brain. You can't identify it because of your pride and your status in your life. Will not allow you to step outside of your selfish behavioral box in your shitty life that you live. See, I'm one up on this whole world. I sent my shit in. I have done my homework. And it is. It's made illegal to do this to control us. Make that illegal and make alcohol legal, and it will destroy more souls. Until you can actually see that for what it is. I know alcoholics worth millions. And they said they'd give everything to have what I have. And I said, the funny thing is you got to lose all of it first. You know, and it's hard to get rid of your depression when everything on TV is, hey, look how beautiful their life is on the commercial, man. God, I wish I could just find some medication that would get me like that. And it's like, that's exactly right. Find some medication to make you, to fix all of your problems that you created throughout your whole life. We have to look at everything that we've ever been through in our life and see what part we played in it. You know, for families, you got to see what part you played in an alcoholic's life, or what part, yada, yada, yada. That's everybody. Even the children that are innocent. They get a chance to have some input. You know, but people don't want that. And that's the thing, is I can't do nothing because I'm so real. People don't want realness. They love this. They love this shit. They love being under the influence. They love the depression. They love the excuse of being in La La Land out in public. And it's like, did you see Sherelle over there last weekend? Yeah. Dude, she was looking at Pluto. Oh, she's just changing her medications. That's all right. And it's like, and that's normal. Yeah, it's legal. We all go through that. That's what the doctor says. And it's like with huge side effects. You know what you have with plants? No side effects, nothing. Funguses and stuff. Different things and gems and minerals. See all the minerals and gems, you know, that have been within the earth for however long. What it does is it once they're broke down, they go within the plants. They go within the trees. They go, and then when the animals eat the shrubs and all that other stuff, and then if we eat chicken or beef, we are part of this whole thing. We're connected. But see, slowly over time, what you can't understand is this, is that everything that you consume every day is not even natural at all. That's why everything, the cancer, that's why high blood pressure, that's why everything is on another level. It's because you've been conditioned to think that everything around you is just perfectly fine, that you're putting in your body, that all these companies have all these lab tests and all that. Let me tell you something. It don't take a lab test to go out there and grow stuff and to feed your own self, because that's what everything was put on this earth for. Not all this stuff out of plastic bags. You wonder why your depression is so bad. It's because of what you're putting in your body and into your temple, through your eyes, through your ears, and through your mouth. Some of us through our veins and other places, nose. But see, And that's my whole point. Until you can actually see it for what it is, you will never get better, ever. In your pride, in your status in society and life, the way that you hunt money and chase money will not get you outside of that. I've worked with a lot of people these past 5 years. My higher power, God, He has not just blessed me, but it's my journey. But I'm fortunate that He's thrown the people in my life that my journey is consisted of, because it's not me. It's just being willing and being my heart open to see who the next person is, that's thrown at me, because that's what we're all doing. And you'll never run into somebody in your journey and your plan doing this shit. You'll always be in a constant state, a vegetative state, a dreamless state, because this is what this is. It's a bunch of garbage. And until you see that and pull yourself out of it, because not only are you under the influence of this, but you're watching garbage on the TV that's designed to coincide with the medications to put you under a trance, under a spell-like state. And then what do we do every day? Pound that to the brain, watch that to the brain every day, get up, repeat. Phone, social media, this, and that's it. That's all we do here in America. Party, whatever, eat, drink, and be merry. The same people that's wrote all this crazy literature make fun of the shit, the society that's created. Because it's all a choice, isn't it? People keep telling me that. You're exactly right. Everything around us is a choice. And it's up to us to see if we've been set up or not. And some of us have caught fire. But my heart goes out to all of you that's dealing with the antidepressants and depression and everything. But it's not working. And it's not. We had cannabis, sativa, indica in the pharmacies, / in the stores here in America. We paid our taxes with hemp, years ago. Where'd that go? Why ain't somebody saying something, saying, let's get back to that. Let's start making everything out of hemp, straws and cups and all that stuff, because we can, paper, furniture, and start pushing it on a mass scale. Pushing it for the antidepressed people. Push it for the everything. It's got every kind of ailment to fix and help that you could possibly imagine. But anyways, 5 years. It's insane. And my brain, it's like this, is once I've cut all this and taken the power back, my faculties of seeing everything have opened. They say vibrations, frequencies, whatever you want to call it, psychic change, and it's true too, though. When you pull yourself out of this realm of being inside all the time and just watching a tube and doing absolutely nothing at all, and you go outside and you start studying and looking and reading and exercising the mind and pulling the faculties back that we were born with to really look at, and to look at the creation and to look at mountains and distances and everything. Look, watch the stars or the orbs. Man, I'm going to tell you right now, they say once you really, and this is what I'm seeking, is cutting all this stuff, and eventually I'll get there with zero drugs or anything, on how looking at the Mazzaroth, which God, Elohim, created, and watching the orbs up there explode like flowers. Yeah, that's insane. When I heard that sober, I was like, I'm in. Where we sign up at? I got to see this, But your heart has to be open to see this whole thing. And you'll never see it under the influence of this stuff. You will never see it. You'll refuse to see it because of the spells that all this has put on everybody. And if you're trying to get better, make that a mission. Start going outside and looking up. Hell with going out and somewhere and staying inside. Go to a mountain, go to a hill, and just look up at the stars / orbs and just pay attention. It will slowly, and get away from all this and get on some plants. And eventually this will start coming back. And it will. Don't ever feel like, I'm going to have to be on medication for the rest of my life. It's like, don't listen to them. Don't do it. There's 99% of the guys in their 20s, 30s that had to take Adderall and speed earlier in life, and it stunted some of their growth and it messed with their brains and stuff. And that's a big thing too. They make it to where they can slow them boys down too with zero side effects instead of giving them methamphetamine. But anyways, I love you.